Hafa day and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Isa Baza. Glad you could join us. Technology meant to help our students succeed or keep them in communication with us at all times, like tablets or cell phones, could also pose a danger if used irresponsibly. In fact, the Guam Department of Education has reported an increase in cyberbullying in recent years. Here's more. Cyberbullying appears to be on the rise at the Guam Department of Education.
For last school year, we had a total of 71 cases of reported cyberbullying, 12 from the elementary, 43 from the middle school, and 16 from the high school. So we've been tracking this information through our PAR school and our Pulse information. We see that it's been going up in the last 5 years.
Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz said in school year 2012-2013, there were only 40 cases of cyberbullying reported, compared to almost double that number today.
You have children who have cell phones in the elementary level, and many times they misuse, or they could misuse the use of a cell phone or a Facebook account or whatnot. So it's important as parents to ensure that they discuss with their child the importance of using a cell phone, and that students can actually get in trouble, or their child can get in trouble by bullying students via cell phone or Facebook or any type of social media account.
Just like traditional bullying, Cruz said cyberbullying can lead to emotional distress, fear of coming to school, or fear for a child's physical well-being.
It's a level 3 offense on our office discipline referral form, and students can be suspended up to 10 days. And that would be to the discretion of the principal. When there is an incident that involves any type of harassment, bullying, or assault, principals and assistant principals are normally called GPD or the appropriate agency such as CPS depending on the incident.
However, Cruz said discipline is only one part of the equation, adding educating students on responsible use of technology is paramount.
Educating students on the dangers of cyberbullying is the most important. And so that's what we work with our school administrators on, as well as our counselors and our teachers.
Cruz said monthly trainings are held with school administrators, adding cyberbullying is guided by Board Policy 409, which was approved in February of this year. Well, some parents might have been a little shocked to see the list of required supplies their kids' schools provided this year. But chances are teachers are looking at even bigger bills for their classrooms. Valerie Maige talked with some teachers and one lawmaker who hopes to ease the cost a little.
Tamari Fagurger has been teaching for almost 5 years. She spent a few of those years with elementary students before moving on to secondary education at Tidzin High School. And every year, Fagurger spends her personal funds to purchase supplies for her classrooms and for her students.
The stories are true that every teacher spends their personal funds on school supplies, because you will always have that group of students who don't bring in the supplies that are listed on the syllabus. We can't deprive them from the school supplies that are needed to perform our activities in the class.
Jeff Molino has been teaching for 12 years and teaches kindergarten at Finagayan Elementary School. It's no different for him either.
School does give some supplies at the beginning of the year, but that doesn't last very long. And a lot of times it's just enough just to kind of get you started.
Senator Frank Uggan Jr. has introduced Bill 173, which amends the Educators Appreciation Act to give both Guam's public and private school teachers an increase from $500 to $650 in a tax exemption. Uggan says the bill recognizes the efforts teachers put into their work, including the out-of-pocket expenses.
It's also reflective of acknowledging that more needs to be done to be able to support our teachers and our students in the classroom. And in this case, I just want to thank our educators for continuing to always look out in the best interest of the education of their children.
Both Fagurger and Molino deal with what teachers go through each year on Guam and throughout the nation. Their respective schools provide them with the basics, but sometimes it just isn't enough. Studies and surveys show teachers spend upwards of $500 on average and sometimes into the thousands. Vergerger spends money on items like educational wall posters and reading prompts, whiteboard markers, tape, Xerox paper, writing paper, pencils, and pens. She's also an English teacher who sometimes has to come out of pocket for the books she assigns students to read. Molino spends on similar items, but has also spent personal money on software applications and technology for the students to use in class. And while both feel they wish it could be easier to get the resources they need, they are both thankful to have such rewarding professions.
It gives them a feeling that, hey, my teacher wants me to be here. She wants me to learn. She's trying everything that she can to make me learn. We just try and do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
Thanks, Valerie. A frightening moment for a Dedido couple after a man walks into their home and holds them at gunpoint. It wasn't long after before police were able to track him down. 18-year-old Jay Rezalop is charged with terrorizing, possession or use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, among others. Court documents state the suspect walked into the couple's enclosed kitchen area of their home. It was when they told him to leave that the teen allegedly pulled out a black revolver and pointed it at the homeowner. The suspect even pulled the trigger, but the gun did not discharge. He only took off after they told him they were calling the police. Officers later caught him during a traffic stop and found the weapon in improvised glass pipe with drug residue. Rezalop is being held on a $5,000 cash bail. A 34-year-old man is under arrest after he allegedly tried to fight several people in Totu, including responding police officers. Warren Johnson Nicholas was charged with terrorizing, assault on a peace officer, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, possession and abuse of an inhalant, and public intoxication. Police responded to a disturbance at the Hemlani apartments where they were told a man was trying to fight everyone. Court documents state the officer approached the suspect, telling him to put down a gas container he had in his hand and to get on the ground. That's when the man allegedly lunged toward the cop. Officers eventually got him in handcuffs after a brief struggle. One officer was injured in the process. Witnesses say the suspect was seen sniffing gas earlier that day before calling multiple people out to fight. So Nicholas was released on a $5,000 performance bond. Attention all landlords, the administration announced today they're looking to get a private sector lease in the central part of the island to assist those in need. They'll be publishing a request for interest for a homeless shelter this week in the local newspapers. The Guam Housing Corporation is tasked to find an apartment building that has 15 or more units. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio.
The right work ethics? Did he get the education? Does he have the skills to be able to obtain and keep a job? These are the key questions that really drive the homeless answer, not as much as we want to put them in shelters. We don't want them on the streets, but we have to fix those underlying causes.
It's part of the administration's efforts to combat poverty on our island. You can view more details now on KUAM.com. Recent studies show that later start times are beneficial for student academic performance. However, Superintendent John Fernandez said while the department has tried to implement later start times at local high schools in the past, busing issues have been an obstacle, leaving many students heading to class before 7 a.m.
If it's a busing limitation, just exactly how many new buses, how many new drivers do we actually need to make it work so that we're not leading the issue by following the buses that are out there, but we're leading with education first. So I think that the task this year is just to really sit down, figure out what we're trying to accomplish, when we want our students to start, and then work with DPW to say how many buses would you need to get us to the start times that are best for students.
Over the next year, Fernandez plans to work with the Guam Education Board, Department of Public Works, and stakeholders to determine ideal start times and what resources are needed to make those start times a reality. The U.S. Department of Justice Office on Violence Against Women awarded Guam a pair of grants. It's more than $800,000 that will go to the Guam Legal Services Corporation and Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence. Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio advocated to fund these programs during Congress's appropriations process. The money will support the Legal Assistance for Victims grant program and efforts to coordinate victim services and collaborate with federal, state, and local entities to respond to violence against women issues. 500,000 young people will be served this coming October through the John Maxwell Team Global Youth Initiative. This series of events is being held worldwide week-long beginning Monday, October 9 through Sunday, October 15th in large cities and small villages internationally, including Guam. Jonah Goncharfris has more.
The John Maxwell Team Global Youth Initiative is an international movement comprising hundreds of free community events with topics ranging from leadership development to anti-bullying, self-esteem, and more to help youth and communities around the world thrive. Jennifer Seni is a certified speaker, trainer, and coach for Guam and says the initiative was launched last April.
Our goal is to reach the youth in our community, teaching them that it's never too early to become a great leader now. As John Maxwell said, the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow.
The mother of four says the goal is to reach out to youth twice a year, in April and October.
We try to reach 500,000 youth globally, and so John Maxwell team members all over the world are joining hands in doing that.
Throughout October 9th to the 15th, Seni will be visiting different campuses discussing four main topics, such as positive self-image and good character.
Our youth today needs to know that they matter. Leadership starts within themselves, so they need to know that they matter, they need to believe in themselves, and that they are special, that they are valued. The third topic that we focus on is standing up and building others. So what that is about is more of telling them that leaders don't bully. And so we pick up others, we encourage others and lift them up and show them that they are valued as well.
So what made her get involved with such a cause? She says she believed in what Maxwell does. After all, he's noted as a leadership guru.
And he values the youth as well. And the Global Youth Initiative just caught my attention because I've always worked with the youth. And I am very passionate and believe that every youth matters.
If you're interested in having Seni speak at your school, you can contact her at 988-3228 or visit youthmax.com for more information. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfris.
Thanks, Joan. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. And to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on CalPost Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Gov Guam employees, retirees, and survivors, enroll today.
Activate a new account at IT&E and get double data on the network that gives you more.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
The Cheers Guam series presents the largest wine event of the year, WineFest 2017. Enjoy an evening with over 150 wines from around the world on Friday, October 6th, as the Hyatt Regency Ballroom transforms into an international wine extravaganza. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. General admission tickets are $66 and are available at the Hyatt Deli and all 76 Circle K locations. Super premium tickets are $180 and are available at the Hyatt Deli. Purchase your tickets today. Must be 21 years or older to attend. Savor the wines of the world at WineFest 2017.
How's today and welcome back. This is Rehash, where we recap some of the big stories of the week, and I'd like to start with bad news first. So Crystal, you covered the murder trial of
the murder retrial, actually, and this is my second time to sit through it as well. So it's interesting to see what's different, what's not, and what's really standing out to me this week was defense's cross-examination of the government's expert witness, and that's Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola. Again, he's the only one on island in this region that does what he does, and so he basically determined the cause of death and the manner of death was a homicide. It was blunt force trauma. But defense, on the stand, they questioned whether or not there was a possibility it was fentanyl overdose. So maybe you're not familiar with fentanyl, but it's a prescription painkiller. It's more potent than morphine. And so on the night that Shelley Bernstein, the victim, was found in her Toowoomba apartment, she had 3 patches on her arm. And so the government will have to prove whether or not, I'm not sure, whether or not it was blunt force trauma to the head when they don't have a murder weapon. Wow. And so trial will resume on Monday. Again, too soon to say where this is going to go, and again, it's up to the jury to decide. I'm not jealous of their position right now.
Wow. So I covered I covered the budget bill that was vetoed, $959 million. Governor Eddie Calvo went ahead and vetoed that after the legislature had passed that on August 30th. And so since then, there's been a little bit of back and forth between the administration and Speaker B.J. Cruz's office, and it's been kind of interesting to watch because you're looking at press releases that are coming out once a day, sometimes twice a day, and it's just them countering claims saying, hey, you're cutting us this much short, and then, we've got the counterclaims from Speaker Cruz's office. So it's been interesting to watch. It's definitely kept me busy. I know it's definitely kind of kept us all entertained. So we're watching to see what happens with that, and, hopefully they can get a budget passed before September 30th to avoid a government shutdown. That's the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah. So. And for me, the House Ethics Committee released its announcement that basically will be extending the investigation or review into Congresswoman Madeleine Bordallo. There were 2 issues in particular. One was her rental of her Tamuning home to the Japanese consulate, because that might be a violation of profiting from a foreign government. And the second point was over her lodging at the Outrigger, which is owned by her sister's family. And they're looking into both of those issues. A third issue they dismissed, basically. They said that there was no evidence that she had used her staff to help maintain her property or to participate in the Miss World Guam pageant. But the House Ethics Committee has not given any indication when it intends to finalize that review, so that's still on hold.
All right, well, switching to education, this week I covered some issues with the Guahan Academy Charter School, not the elementary that's been up and running, just the middle and high school campus. And so 13 lost school days because of issues getting an occupancy permit. We had angry parents come out to the first PTO meeting of the year on Thursday, very upset. They felt like they weren't really hearing from the school what was going on, and so luckily on Friday the Guam Fire Department did clear the school. Public Health also gave the school a conditional sanitary permit, so they may be able to open, and as of now, hopefully they're still set to open on Monday morning. So stay tuned to the school's Facebook page for any updates, and if you have any news tips for us, just email us at reporters@kuam.com.
It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Score big, save big with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Gain those extra yards with up to 45 miles per gallon highway and an introductory savings of $4,500. Or check out Guam's best offensive line, like a new Accent starting at $11,995, or the new Elantra starting at $16,995. How about the new Tucson starting at $19,995? Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty. It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling them fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick.
Bye, Dad.
But it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans.
You want to go to the beach?
On how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
All right, everybody, you know the deal. We Islanders take pride in the place that we call home. We love going in the back, cleaning up the yard, fixing up the jungle, maybe going out to the beach, doing stuff, even keeping a garden. So Officer Paul Tapau is here, and we are going to find out how to best secure our tools and our equipment. Paul, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay, now, on Guam, you know, we never really had to do the kind of thing where you mark all of your tools, you put like the little sticky tape and everything like that, but these days, it's a different world we live in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the demand, the criminals are seeing the demand for high-powered tools such as bush cutters, tillers, or, you know, the electrical items and everything, because it's a quick sell. Now, to safeguard your tools and your equipment, first and foremost, you as a homeowner should properly secure your belongings. Take it a step further and mark your manufacturer number that you can safely keep in the event your equipment gets stolen, or you can actually engrave in an area where you know. So in the event your tools get stolen by chance or, you know, by unlucky circumstances and everything, you filed the report. It's very important that you file a report with the Guam Police Department and indicate if you have identifying markings within that specific equipment, where the markings are at, and identify the markings that you can give. Because in the event where we make an arrest and that arrest leads to the found property within the confines of where the arrest was made, we can actually trace back where the tools or where the equipment came from. So it's really important to have that on hand.
Yeah, you know, my Uncle Joe, God rest his soul, told me that once, and he's like, you know, you can put sticky tape, but if it gets stolen, criminals can always strip the tape off, but if you actually take the time to etch, you know, the product number in, or your phone number, or your initials or something like that, that goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the criminals know firsthand that your house and all your personal belongings are engraved with identifying markings, those are hard resale items. So the main point here is resell items, because a lot of it is criminals would take heavy equipment or precious stones into the pawn shop. And if they see that it's hard to resell and there's no proof of the, you know, the identifying markings, and they see that, they're not going to go for that. So the criminals mindset is, okay, if there is some sort of identifying marking that can identify the tool, I don't want to be a part of that. And that's one way of deterring criminals from actually breaking into your house. I saw firsthand when I was in Atlanta, one of the one of the neighborhood watch programs, they actually have homes that are registered where they put that my personal belongings have identifying markings. All markings will be identified by me if my tools or my equipment or any of my personal belongings happen to get stolen. So these are some of the ideas and innovative ideas in which people are doing.
Okay, now how about from the flip side of it? Because consumers need to know that if you're ever offered a deal and somebody says, hey, here's, like Cam Newton when he was at the University of Florida, here's a brand new laptop computer, I'll give it to you for $85. If it's too good to be true, you can get in trouble if you receive stolen goods, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have incidents where people who have bought equipment and everything where it's actually been stolen. So, use better judgment when you're going to buy something that good of a deal.
All right. Well, what's our crime of the week this week?
This week is actually a report of a stolen tiller on the beautiful village of Jigo.
All right. Speaking of, let's go check out up north.
On Friday, August 25th, officers assigned to the Deditor Precinct Command entertained a burglary complaint at 226 Tun Vicente Street, Mount Santa Rosa, in Jigo. According to the police report, the property owners arrived at their ranch on Thursday, the 24th, at around 5 in the evening to work on their ranch when they noted their equipment storage door was open. Not thinking anything was missing, the homeowners proceeded to secure the door and proceeded to work around the property ranch. On Friday at around 9 in the morning, the property owners returned to the ranch property and noted the same storage door had been forced open. A check was then made into the storage area in which it was discovered a black Craftsman tiller was missing. The Guam Police Department and the Guam Crime Stoppers needs the help from the community in reference to this case. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Paul, real quick before we get out of here, you mentioned engraving. What's the best way to engrave tools?
Dremel or anything, or even a press where you can identify it. If you can leave some sort of marking or your simple initials, put it where the criminals want to see it. Put it where you can be the only one to identify it. Something simple, something easy.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, make sure you secure your stuff, everybody. You heard it from the man himself, and we'll see you after this break.
Put $500 in your backpack during Nissan's Back to School Relief event. Purchase a new Nissan with payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and get $500 cash back. School supplies, uniforms, lunches, load it all up in a new Nissan, including the kids. With payments starting as low as $76 per pay period and with $500 cash back, you get an A+. For more back to school deals, go to NissanGuam.com or see your favorite sales associate at Nissan Upper Tumon.
It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Score big, save big with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Gain those extra yards with up to 45 miles per gallon highway and an introductory savings of $4,500. Or check out Guam's best offensive line, like a new Accent starting at $11,995 or the new Elantra starting at $16,995. How about the new Tucson starting at $19,995? Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty. It's Hyundai's Kick Off the Savings event at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Activate a new account at ITNE and get double data on the network that gives you more.
Been waiting for the best deals on a new car? Now is the time to buy during Triple J Auto Group's anniversary celebration going on in September. Get unbelievable deals on our full 2017 inventory of Hondas, Mazdas, Acuras, Fords, Kias, Lincolns, and Volvos. 0 down, 1.9% financing plus a $500 Kmart gift certificate. Check out deals like the Kia Sportage as low as $161 per paycheck, or the Mazda 6 or Honda Civic both at only $169 per paycheck. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Triple J, 33 years of putting customers first.
Hafidin, welcome back. Before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday, Matthew Timinglow. Happy birthday, bro. Wishing you nothing but the best and many more years to come from Shelly and Rich. Happy birthday, Toby Aleo Balasta Leon Guerrero from the family. Happy birthday, Uriah Dela Cruz. Happy birthday, Jeffrey Belmonte from the family. Happy birthday, Baron Torres from your friends and family. Happy birthday, Jada Rose Sablon Diego from the family with all their love. Happy birthday, Avon Camacho. Happy 16th birthday, Braven Chase. Hope you enjoy your birthday weekend. May all your dreams and wishes come true. We love you to infinity from your crazy but loving family. Remember, you can be part of the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
My children lost a father, and I lost my husband and a friend to suicide.
But about a year ago, my son Philip committed suicide.
I'm a survivor who lost my only son 2 years ago.